Hello world and welcome to a new episode of Year Sessions. And yes, this is Year Sessions, a section on my YouTube channel that is solely dedicated to checking out and reviewing different gear and different platforms that might help your musician life become richer and better and overall more productive. And today I am super excited because I will be introducing you guys to a new platform called Blootopia. First of all, I would like to say that this is a new venture, it's a startup, and that I just recently knew about them. But its CEO, Mark, approached me and he was the most excited person I have ever seen about a platform. He truly feels this new platform that he and his coworkers have created, and I just felt so engaged with this way of looking at music and the way on which you can make music also profitable. So you might be asking yourself, well, what is Blootopia? You're already talking about the CEO, you're talking about his magnificent enthusiasm, but you haven't talked about what it actually is. Well, Blootopia is a new platform that is just dedicated to providing people with the tools to launch their teaching business, as you might see, or mentoring business. They believe that anybody has some knowledge in them, but they just don't know that they are ready to communicate that knowledge to the world. So basically they created this platform that makes it so easy to set up everything from creating a series of courses to just offering your knowledge in a very specific area, maybe in music or anything else in life, that you are willing to communicate to others and that you're willing to monetize as well. Well, basically, it connects people who have some sort of knowledge that they are ready to put out there and to monetize with the people who are seeking that knowledge. They have two terms, mentors and mentees. And I love those terms because they are already talking about that personalized, very unique relationship that you're about to have. So since you know that I like to do really honest reviews in this channel, I decided to set up a call with the two founders, Juan Sanchez and Mark de Boer, to just go all over the details about the platform. And they answered all of my questions. So let's dig in. So the meeting started by talking with Mark de Boer, who is one of the founders, and he started talking about the mission and vision behind Blootopia and the idea of the peer-to-peer learning. We started exploring the homepage, revisiting some of the videos that are there to help you get started and understand how the platform works. And we started seeing also a huge variety of different skill sessions, as well as some instructional videos on how to work with the platform. He also went about the lingo, also the language that we're gonna be looking at while using the platform, the different terms of mentor, mentee, and then how to browse for job requests. And then also he went over the referral program, which we will talk about in the future. And just to know, if you refer someone today, you will be entitled to compensation. Another element that I loved and that I appreciated a lot while just having my first conversation with Mark de Boer is that he was very adamant about the idea, the vision behind Blootopia, which is to make the knowledge more accessible to people and to make it more hassle-free and just give people the opportunity of finding the answers that they might be craving. So that is something so beautiful. Next, we went into detail into how does a mentor dashboard look like. And it's very interesting because in the mentor dashboard, you not only have access to all the courses that you're offering, but you also have access to something that is My Calendar, on which you can see everything that you have scheduled very clearly. And it just helps keep you organized and visualize everything. Also, through the calendar, you can access the meeting and actually start it. And you will be able to see your transactions, which means your earnings, any notifications that you might have, on the bell. You will be able to see if you have any inbox, any incoming job requests. So it's everything so clean and neat that is really, really an enjoyable experience to use it. And Mark made it. Yeah. Right after that, we started talking about what a mentor is entitled to, what are the perks, and it was really an interesting conversation because when you become a mentor here in Blootopia, you'll receive all the help that you need from the platform, from the people behind the platform, and it will help you not only set up everything, but also it will help you rethink your skills and focus on what you do best, which is just teaching and sharing that knowledge that you have with the people around the world. That also gives you the possibility of being your own boss, to have unlimited earnings, to set up your own rates, to create your own schedules, and there will be no hidden costs, no hidden fees. So you need to just sign up, create a profile, then you create a skills session, and then right after that, with all their help and this neat platform, you can just be ready to teach anywhere at any time. It was so amazing to see the passion of Mark while talking about that, about giving people the freedom and the availability of just putting their knowledge out there. And then we went to a session at the bottom of the page in which you see the more you teach, the more you make. And we started talking about the different tiers that they are offering, on which basically their fees are lowered. And the one that they are currently offering, and for all of you who might be looking at this video and watching right now, you're entitled, if you follow the link, to get the founder tier, which is the one that they are offering right now. And it is actually the best because with the founder tier, you get to earn 90% of the amounts paid for the skill lessons, and the platform just takes a 10%, which sounds like a really, really great deal to me. You might be asking, but what about support? What if I have questions? Well, the platform is very well designed with a support page on which you can input your question, or you can browse on the general questions that are already posted there with any sort of situation that you might have. As musicians, you know that our finances are sometimes difficult. And many times we think that just because we're musicians, the only thing that we can think about is just monetizing necessarily on music lessons. However, that was my line of thought until recently. And after I discovered Blootopia, it just opened my eyes to so many levels. We went ahead and we started talking about what is a profile on Blootopia and how to fill it out. And we started taking Mark's profile as an example with, the headline, biography, how to add your background and experience, your skill level, and then how to choose your categories and subcategory, the spoken languages, and your proficiency. And later on, we moved on to Juan. Juan started teaching me how to create a skill session, how you create a powerful and attractive proposal, and how you can set up price, and also how to answer to any job requests. And hopefully, after setting up this request and answering them, you will get to an agreement with the person who is interested in your knowledge, and then you can program a skill session. How do you do that? You click on create session, you decide, the time for the session, the price for the session, and then following that, well, it was time for me to actually try the platform. So with their help, I started creating my profile as a mentor. I signed up with all my information, and then we went ahead and started trying that. So I signed up with all my information. I decided to create my username, password, just like you typically will do with any platform in the internet. And of course, I agreed to Blootopia's terms and conditions, and then I was already signed up. Okay, once inside, I could see all of my information, and it was time to start setting up my profile. As you can see, I needed to also add some photos, which I didn't do because we were just trying it out, and I just didn't want it to make it so complicated. And I went directly to creating a new skill session. I created one titled Guitar Q&As, and I just charged $1. We were just trying it out and tried to come up with a description that sounded somehow coherent and interesting. I decided to go with, I will answer all of your most burning questions about the guitar technique, as well as best exercises and tips. So, and of course, you can also upload a thumbnail with your skill session just to make it more attractive. You know that images speak a lot. And then you can also find that you might be able to choose a 15 to 30-second video just describing your course, just to create it in a way that is more attractive and engaging. After I created that section and the skill session, it became active, and then one submitted a job request for me, just to try out the whole process. So he started sending it. I would like to learn more about playing guitar. I have some knowledge, and just sending the message is the very first step in this platform to start the negotiations and then be able to find a suitable time and day to set up your session. Then we went ahead to answering a session request. As you can see on my dashboard, I already had a notification, and that was one session request. And then when I click on it, it just opens an entire chat where we are going to discuss, our ideas and the timing and the date and the goals and how many sessions, if it will be one or two. So it's basically a way of interacting that ensures that whatever happens, after that is going to be something that it was agreed upon. And it's just, I think, a very interesting way of just getting started on the platform because you feel like it's more personal. Then after he said yes, I created a session. Again, it was the guitar Q&A. I chose the date that was right on the day that we were shooting this video. And I decided to go for 1 hour. And you set the time of the day that you're going to be doing it. And then the duration. And finally, your price. And you can also write down some session details if you want, just to have more information. And right after we do that, we are pretty much ready to go. After everything was filled out and he agreed upon that, it just appears on my calendar. And right on the calendar, when I see it, I can just click and we can get started. Now, how do you get started with the session? Once you click on that, it will prompt you to a screen on which, it's just telling you about the rules and how you should be behaving, your responsibility. Then you just click on join session with video and audio, and there were we. Yes, finally getting together. And I have to say that the sound quality was very good. The image quality was good as well. Of course, please always remember that whenever we're doing this sort of skill sessions, we should aim to have good lighting so that we can see better on the other side, and try to, if you can add a microphone, of course, that will enrich the experience, a USB microphone. But it was overall a great experience. And of course, then we finished the session, and right after the end of the session, I was able to see everything clearly. I was able to see what they see on their ends, what the mentees see on their ends, that they say that they paid for everything, that the session happened, and they are entitled to leave a review as well. Basically, what I discovered with Blootopia is that you can put your knowledge out to the world, being it as diverse as you are as a person. And one thing that I am eager to do in that platform, for example, is to talk about music career development, something that sometimes is not so thought about. You know, when you're thinking about starting music lessons, or when you're thinking about requiring services from a musician, you either think about, you know, the practicality of just performing, or maybe somehow some sort of teaching, you know, be it teaching in a master class or teaching a one-on-one lesson or a group lesson. That's what you think about. However, what about just talking about the things that nobody talks about, the elephant in the room? Like, how do you make a profitable career as a musician? How do you get yourself out there? How do you put your music in the platforms? How do you just make a name for yourself? And it's things that, you know, normally you won't get that information that directly into a conservatory or necessarily a school of music. This literally has come with a school of life, and by doing many readings upon the subject. So that is just for me. But what about for you? Maybe you have an area in which you're a specialist, you know. Maybe it is just recording guitar and how to do it yourself, how to mix and master your tracks. And the possibilities are endless. Just put on a list, sit down, and check out Blootopia, because I feel like just by scrolling, you will discover so many wonderful things. The beauty of Blootopia is that they believe that everyone is great or is even amazing at one skill, but they not necessarily have the means or the platform to monetize it, or to just put it up out there for the world to see and to enjoy. Blootopia appears to just cover that gap and to connect people who might be seeking that knowledge and people who already have it. So please make sure to check them out. They are truly amazing. I was in love with their passion. I love the design of the platform. It's so clean, so seamless. It's pretty much bug free, and it was just so user friendly that I feel that everybody can feel empowered using it, be it for teaching or for learning. So make sure to check them out. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope this helps either your career as a mentor or maybe your learning path as a mentee. See you in the next one.